Okay, now we're live, dude. And I forgot to play the music. It's so tough without Sims. Hold on. Yo. What up? Good morning, GM. Friday. Woo! Wow, what a Friday. May 30th. Wow, May 30th. 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house. Woo! Ovi. Been a while since I hosted a show with you. Ovi, good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning, man. Yeah, I'm good. It's Friday. Market's not great, actually, but we're off the lows on Bitcoin, at least. We're off the lows on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We're off the lows on some things. But yeah, I'm good. I'm glad it's
we're definitely BTCD's definitely hammering up, and my bags are definitely hammering down. That's for sure. Every time. Every single time you got MFers on the timeline saying BTC dominance topped or alt season.
Man, I was literally about to put out a post like yesterday about like, I really believe in alt season. I'm putting my balls on the table. We're gonna have alt season. I'm glad I didn't because it would have been bad timing. I will do at some point. I just have to find the right moment. So I still do believe that.
So hold that thought, because I do want to talk to you about this, because I put a poll out yesterday about, do you think there's going to be an alt season? And then the market dumped. But hey, I'm just asking the questions, everyone. I'm not calling alt season. I still have not made my personal alt season call. I'm holding it for, and I'll be right, Ovi. You know what I mean? Because then I can be like, I told you so. You know what I mean?
That's how you do it.
Exactly. That's how you do it. You know, we're like experts now. You know what I mean? But hold that thought, because I do want to talk about it. Because I put the poll out. I'll pin also to the top of the Twitter space. Still on the show, guys. It's going to be short and sweet little morning show, as Mando and Tyler are out and about. So it'll be just Ovi and I. We'll chat markets. I was thinking maybe Ovi and I can chat markets, especially because we just dumped, and we're heading into the summer, and the summer is known to have low volume, low this, low that, but it could also be fun. Study summer 2021. So let's talk about this. There's a lot of news regarding the tariffs and everything. So I want to talk about this. Then let's talk about, let's talk a little bit about like building the space. I want to talk about Rex. I want to talk about brand coins. I want to talk about all this stuff. So we'll talk about some stuff Ovi's been up to. I know you've actually been cooking. Love that. So, the timeline. And then we'll do the giveaway as usual. So we'll give some money away to a lucky winner. Someone will come on stage and we'll pick from the Yeet referral list. We'll let Ovi pick a number, and we'll give someone some money. And then last but not least, this show is powered by Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is the connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, is recognizable as Visa at checkout. Want to learn more? Follow at Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. Their founder and core contributor was on the show yesterday, so you can definitely go back and check it out as they're cooking. Ovi, I'm curious your thoughts on the market here, but first, I do still have your jingle, so I may as well just hit it.
Daily Market Report, brought to you by Rug Radio. OSF, what's the word?
Oh, you're muted on StreamYard.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I just muted from time to time because it's a bit noisy where I am. Market, like I think I tweeted a couple of days ago that I was like, we're probably going to see some sort of liquidation on Bitcoin. Like, it's very clear. Obviously, the elephant in the room is James Wynn and his massive positions, and I think when you do that from one account in such a public fashion, it's you're easy pickings for big whales, right? Like, it's very easy for a bunch of people to gang up, short it, push it lower, liquidate you, cover their short in that liquidation, go long, push it back up again. And that's exactly what happened. And I think the wick went down to what, like 104, 103, I think.
I don't even think we went that low yet.
I think it was a pretty decent wick. Maybe I could be wrong.
104.6, yeah.
Okay, 104.6, but not too bad. But obviously, like, people had shorts to cover there, so they did. So I think that's what has happened on Bitcoin. I just saw he's gone long again.
No.
Yeah, but it's much smaller size. Yeah, 40.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have size anymore. Never mind.
Yeah, like 48 mil or whatever. I mean, that's still not nothing. But yeah, it just feels like there's a lot of long and leverage hunting. I think if you looked at a lot of the meme coins that ran up over the past few weeks, stuff that, you know, Bonk Guy was talking about, etc. A lot of them had relatively high leverage, like people just, you know, big lever positions and that they've been money on. So seeing some of that stuff wiped out, I think, is just a natural course of action. I think once this all cleans up, my guess is we continue to go higher and we continue to rally. And on a macro standpoint, I'm still pretty constructive and pretty bullish as well. Like, I think the tariff headlines we had over this week are just, for me, they were like nothing headlines. I was kind of surprised we rallied on that court ruling, and I wasn't surprised that they overturned it. I personally thought that was kind of like a nothing headline, and I don't think that's really the real reason why we rallied. The market right now is trading to me like people want to buy risk, people want to keep adding, and US money supply is still going higher, still trending higher. So I think we will bounce from here. That's my hunch.
I mean, this range, I mean, on the show we talk a lot about the range, so this has been kind of the range, whatever. The what it was like 90K, 104K. The range we've been in since like November.
Yeah.
And we broke out of it, and then we kind of been ranging since. And so we were expecting to kind of kiss it again, top range. So that's kind of where we bounced this morning.
Yeah, it's kind of, you look at that chart, and again, I don't believe in charts, but look at that chart, and it looks like to me that we're at a level where we should bounce. So
yeah,
that's my hunch. And I know Bitcoin dominance has gone up, but I think that's partly due to a leverage wipeout and a lot of the other stuff. And I think people getting a bit scared, taking profits, all that kind of stuff. But I do think I'm a believer in alt season. I do think we will see alts rebound very quickly. Like, I think it's a good spot here to buy alts or buy memes, anything that you like a lot that's down, or maybe anything that you like a lot that isn't down but is outperforming the market. Like, you know, that also often shows its hand too. So I would look to go shopping, I think, with this price action. That's how I feel.
Look at the total 3 chart. Fuck. It's been the same price since like, it's back to like it's back to May 2021 prices.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, right? So I think, I just think, you know, the last time we had a proper alt season was summer 2021. And I think most people have accumulated so much PTSD since then that no one thinks it's going to happen. And people are so scarred that they want to fade moves higher. They want to keep selling. No one is like, I don't think many people are prepared for the style of price action we had in 2021, when things can go like 10 to 100x very quickly.
Yeah.
Every 100 million coin is $1 billion. Every $1 billion coin is 10 billion FTV. Like, things can just gap very quickly because of how constrained supply is in some of these tokens.
Yeah.
And because of how low liquidity is when a lot of capital comes in at the same time, things can go really parabolic. And that parabolic move, when it happens, that will be some sort of a blow off top, and you're absolutely meant to sell into that. And it may only last for 2 weeks, it may only last for 2 months. I'm not really sure, but I do think it will happen. I think we're gonna see it. I have a feeling we're gonna see it this summer, to be honest with you. Like, that's my belief.
Yeah, I mean, I put a poll out yesterday. It's on. I retweeted it for those of you who want to participate in the poll. But we have 10 hours left. 768 people responded so far. Do you think we're going to get an alt season? 56.4% of my following so far thinks we are. So let's talk about this. I'm always scared of calling for alt season. Like I said, I've never called it. I don't want to call it because this is a weird cycle. Because like, it's alt season, but also not every alt, right? Just because an alt was like $10 billion last cycle doesn't mean it's going back, right? And so you have ETH trading at 25.85. So this actually held pretty strong this time around. I think it barely kissed 2,800 on the Joe Lubin news with SBET and everything. Sol is back down to 161, not looking great. And then you have like, you know, Farokh has been a leader this cycle. I mean, it's got really hit pretty bad from 160. Pepe is also another leader this cycle, back down to 540. Mog is another strong one, back to 393. You guys have been strong. I mean, barely down. And then Hyperliquid, which has kind of been the winner of this second leg of this cycle so far, back down to 32 from $39 high. So you seem to think we're getting an alt season. When would that be? Do you think this is kind of like a summer thing where Bitcoin relaxes a bit and we get an alt season like in 2021?
I think it's the summer. Yeah, I think we're very close to it, I think we've started to see signs of it. You know, ETH staging a comeback. Bitcoin dominance looks like it's topped. You're starting to see memes rebound. You're starting to see like some good stories on alts out there as well. So I think we're very close to it. I think it could well be the summer. You know, I've said this on a few times this year, but I think we're in for what is famously known as the lovely summer of risk. And the last time that happened was 2021. So that's my bet. You know, I think that's what's going to happen. And I think the way that I view it, right, is like it's going to be one of two ways. Either it does happen or it doesn't happen. If it doesn't happen, what's the pullback going to be? 20, 30, 40, maybe 50, 60, 70% on some alts and memes. Like it could be a nasty pullback if you get a pullback. But if it does happen, things are going up 10x plus. There's going to be a lot of 100x's out there. So for me, it's like, it's not a 0 probability. I think it's a greater than 50-50 probability. But even if I only thought it was a 30 or 40% chance, even if I only thought it was a 20% chance, I would still try to position for it, because if it does go up 100x, whatever it is, or 10x, there's a lot of money to be made there, I think. And I just want to take that gamble. Like I want to take that bet. That's the way that I view it. I think that's a bet you want to take. It didn't make sense to take that at various, maybe it did make sense to take that at some points last year, but you know, throughout Q4, it didn't really make much sense because you could see that Bitcoin was the thing. But now I think it's worth gambling on that. I think it's worth a gamble. It's a bet. It's not necessarily an investment. It's a bet, but I think it's a good bet.
Yeah, I mean, you wrote about this, and I saw the clip on Rex Radio, which was hilarious, by the way. But the lovely summer risk. All tariffs dips continue to be great buys. Bears and auto shambles. Probability of alt season drastically increasing. Prepare for lovely summer risk. Many people will be making fortunes. I do agree with that. Personally speaking, obviously I'm positioned for it as well. But like I was saying earlier, I don't think it's gonna be all alts. Not all alts are created equal, right? Especially this cycle. Not all memes are created equal either. Only specific memes pump in the last recent pump here. How would you pick the alts though? Like this time around, when it comes, like where are you? Where's your? I know your head's all in what you're building with Rect and busy with it, and obviously you're bullish on that. So you could use Rect as an example, I guess. But where's your head at with this cycle for alts?
I think I would say memes fall into alts. So I agree. I think there are some memes that have shown their hand, like Pepe, Farokh. Those are the kind of like the only two. Mog. Those are the only three that I would say I'd feel comfortable like holding without looking at the price all the time. There are tons of other memes out there, but the problem is they seem to have a short lifespan. You know, like the same cabals will run them up to 100 mil, dump them all, and then move on to the next one. And maybe there will be like a really cool coin that will come out that will last for a few months and whatnot. But you know, like Housecoin is a great example. Everyone was all over Housecoin, and now it's just like kind of like I don't see anyone talking about it, right? So, so I do think memes is a good place to be in, but you know, the only ones that I would hold over for more than like a week would be Pepe, Mog, and Farokh. Yeah.
SPX is doing good. It's at $1 billion.
SPX, actually, you know what? I like SPX too. I would like, clearly they have, you know, hardcore believers. So I think I would add that to that.
It's list. Tough not to give him credit anymore. Like even on the show yesterday, we were talking about it.
Like, he hasn't changed. You know, he hasn't changed. He's been pushing it. So fair enough. And then for alts, I think I'm still bullish on the AI stuff. I think it's worth looking at that. I think some of this InfoFi stuff, I think will probably do really well just because everyone is talking about it. Everyone is farming it. You might hate it. And I personally find it quite annoying on my timeline, but it's hard. You know, if you hate it, there's probably a reason to buy it. You know what I mean? Yep. Like that's the way I view it. So I think some of the InfoFi stuff will do really well. Obviously, you know, I'd put Rect in there. Rect is, I guess, within the meme coin category, but you know, we call it a brand coin. We call it a brand coin over here. But you know, that's an example of something where like you want to buy whatever coin you buy. You want to buy a coin with the team that's running it, and you may not know who they are. It might be an anonymous cabal, or it might be a Docs founder like myself. But if you want to benefit from alt season, you want to just find things that you can hold over the summer where it's not going to get rugged, or where you actually know who the guys are behind it. You know, people are going to be working for it, working for their bags, all that kind of stuff. You know, with SPX, you know, I'm not using this as an example. You know, Myriad's not going to go away, right? He's going to be fucking making these TikToks and shilling it as hard as you can all throughout the summer, right? And same thing for Rect. Like, you know, I'm not going away, and you know that we're pushing it aggressively, and you know that's my sole focus now. So I think with those kinds of coins, if you're not in the whole like rotation game, those are really good like high convexity plays on an alt season where shit like that could literally just 10x in the blink of an eye. And before you know it, suddenly it's at $1 billion. So That's the stuff I personally would look at.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that the ones you named are true. And I'd rather buy a coin where I know people are gonna like be building in it for a while, or at least on the downside, you know that they're gonna be like when you guys went from like 100 mil, 125 mil to like what $12 million.
Yeah,
it's like what 90% Rick was down.
Yeah, pretty much 90%. Yeah,
90, 92, something like that. But at least you were like building something, and then market's turning around, and all of a sudden you have like the shipwrecked and the fucking abstract and the next one and the next one and the LA thing, whatever's going on, and you're announcing. It's like, oh wait, this thing's back up to 120 mil. Oh no, but it's like,
yeah.
I was telling Ovi, there was a point this cycle earlier where like I sold a ton, like I've sold everything, and I just kept wrecked because I was like, whatever, it's down 90%, but it's Ovi, at least it's gonna build. And then I bought back my coins, but my Rex was also back to all-time high with it. So it's like, okay, it's perfect. So it's like, I think you're a good example. Obviously talking my bag here, but at this stage, people know, and there's a lot of Reg guys in the audience. But this applies to not just Ovi, right? It applies to like and not just Rect. It applies to like other people that you think are building something in the space and are going to stick around. Some people like Launchcoin. Now they're going to go probably through their hardest phase right here, by the way, Launchcoin. And the Believe ecosystem is like, are they going to be able to sustain that? But I think another good example of these virtuals, they came back of the abyss. Like a lot of people remember the whole meme, like, oh, virtuals making $12 a day, whatever.
Yep.
I mean, look, it's kind of like you guys. Like, this kind of looks correct. Yeah.
Half pipe chart. Yeah.
It topped it Pico top recently at $1.7 billion. It's chilling at 1.4 from a $200 million low, $250 million low. So I would invest in like those. How do you feel about the Sol ETH trade here? How do you feel? Because I know you've played both. You were early to the ETH stuff. You were early to moving to Solana, and you've played the ecosystem pretty well on AI and stuff. And now, obviously you're building on Ethereum L1. I mean, L2 too, I guess, with abstract, and you have the base, base bridge. How do you feel about Sol ETH here in the Solana ecosystem?
I do think ETH can keep outperforming here. It feels like the tide has turned on ETH. I mean, wow, I didn't realize that chart is where it is now. That's crazy.
I didn't either. Yeah.
Yeah, geez. So from these levels, I'm not sure because it's had a big correction already. But I do think ETH will keep doing well here. I do think ETH BTC at least can go higher. It just feels like ETH now sort of the momentum has shifted where ETH sort of has the wind beneath its sails a bit. I think people are getting a bit tired of the whole like meme coin, like internet capital markets thing going on where like everything is just a scam basically, like at least with meme coins, it was like, oh, these are people are not promising you any value, but like with the whole this like internet capital market stuff, I've seen so many coins where like, oh, we have this like app in the app store and shit, and like I try and download the app, it doesn't even work. I'm thinking like, is anyone else actually like trying this shit, or is it just all these like Web2 extractors coming in, making money off it? So I think that all that stuff's put a bit of a bad taste in people's mouths for Solana. I do think ETH can have a bit of momentum here against it. I don't hate or dislike Solana. I love Solana, and I think it's a lot of fun. I think the casino will always be the casino, and that will always remain. But it does feel like the ETH. It feels like some of the big ETH guys are making moves, and the whole SBET thing with Joe Lubin, etc. Like there are big guys there making moves, trying to push ETH again, and that's something I think you don't want to fade, I would say.
Yeah, it's that's definitely the case right now, and I think that's a good take. And then you have all, like you said, all the InfoFi. I'm actually curious, what's Kaido trading at right now? It was like a 2 billion FDV the other day.
Yeah,
oh, still at 2 billion. Jesus fucking Christ.
Strong.
Jesus, wow, this is good. So you have that, and then obviously right now the Laudio stuff, and then you have the newer stuff this cycle, which is like hyper liquid, which is trading really well. It's $30, $31 still. So it's pretty impressive. So there's a lot of good stuff in that sense. And so one last thing, the tariff stuff. So you're not worried. So what's your read on like I know Trump loves to call him too late Jerome Powell and the rate cuts and everything, but inflation is high. It's like, what's your general sentiment here on macro JP and everything?
I don't know. I think I'm not that worried about macro like other people are. My core view is that tariffs will get resolved because they have to. I think right now it's just a lot of posturing and posing and people trying to get the best deal for themselves. But I do think we'll see resolutions. We see progress, then we see it stall, then we see progress, then we see it stall. But the general trend of progress, I think, has been up. since we had that big crash in April. And if you look at the economic data, like inflation is still whatever it is, 2.8%. I know we expect it to go higher now because of the current tariffs that are in place, but it's not like we're starting at like a relatively low base. It's nothing that's crazy. And we're also starting with interest rates and the base rate still in the mid fours. Whereas in 2022, you have to remember, like the base rate was basically 0. And then inflation started to go higher. And then we were like, oh shit, the Fed has like no wiggle room if shit hits the fan and we go into a recession. Whereas right now, if you do head into recession, in that case, inflation usually stays low. The Fed has so much room to cut if it needs to. Like it has a war chest of room to cut. So I actually think we're in a pretty healthy position from a macro standpoint. And I think if you look at the US money supply chart, that keeps growing, and it is a good leading indicator of Bitcoin. It always has been in the past, and once again, it's proven to be true. And you can see what Raul and Julian Bissell and the Real Vision guys post about that, but they've nailed it really. That's what I think. That's why I'm still bullish from a macro standpoint. I'm still bullish from a crypto standpoint.
Love it.
I think people are just, I don't know. I think people are just a bit scared for no reason because they've just lost money on meme coins or something like that.
It's good though, right? You need these pullbacks, right? Like at some point, like you feel the froth. So it's often every time I buy a watch, I should sell my portfolio. Like,
well, you kind of do. If you sell your portfolio, some of your portfolio to buy a watch, you've actually like cashed out.
I know, but it's like 1%.
I know.
Yeah, well, 1%, or yeah, maybe. Fuck, you know what I mean? I'm getting fucking Lana and Wiz are fucking ripping me a new one right now in the chat. So it's like, when did you buy your watch again? Fuck you. So anyways, I do want to move on here to Rect and what you're up to. You've been killing it. I love it. You're talking about InfoFi, this and that. I mean, you guys are doing it without any of the, you kind of like I mean, I guess you've built your own brand. So it's different. Like even for me, right? It's different. Like I don't necessarily need to go through all the InfoFi stuff, though. I think about it sometimes. But with Rect, and I think the most interesting post you've put out there, and we often joke about it on the show, but in a good way because we love it, is brand coins. You've kind of coined that. So tell me, Ovi, what the fuck is a brand coin?
Let me put it this way. So the meme coin space is a very big space. Pepe, is that a meme? Yes, it's a meme. Is Whiff a meme? Yeah, it's probably a meme. Is Trump token a meme? Probably not, right? Like I guess you can make memes about Trump, but it's probably not a meme coin, right? Is Mog a meme? I don't think so. Like, I think it's more of a culture coin, it's more of a movement. Is SPX 6900 a meme? Like, not really. It's not a well-known meme. Again, that's more of a movement. So I think like within the broad category of meme coins, which I think the better definition of that is like coins that have provide no utility and have no cash flows or revenues. It's a very broad term. So I think like for us just to say, okay, Rect is a meme coin, it didn't feel like it really classified it in the proper way, especially because I think, I'd see a lot of comments of people saying, oh, Rect isn't really a meme. Like there's no meme to be had there. Rect guy, I think, is sort of like a mimetic character, but again, like it's not really there as a strong meme. But what I do like the idea of is this thing called a brand coin, which I think still fits into the meme coin category because again, like it has no utility and no like intrinsic value, or there's no way you can value it on like a model driven basis. So let me put it this way. Let's say you're like everyone likes some challenger and startup brands out there. Let's say you find like a cool clothing company really early and you want to support them. How do you support them? Maybe you share them on your socials and stuff. You buy products from them. And let's say in 5 years' time, they blow up and become huge and global. And what do you have to show for it? Well, maybe you have some like pictures of yourself like buying the early clothes. Maybe some of those are valuable, or you have some bragging rights by saying, oh yeah, I found these guys 5 years ago. But that's kind of it. Like as a supporter and an early finder of that brand, you haven't really been rewarded for it. Now, let's say you buy some Rect drinks and you earn some Rect coin and you hold that coin over the next 5 years. And let's say in 5 years' time, Rect becomes massive and we crush it and we absolutely kill it. Will that coin be higher in value, even though it doesn't own the IP, even though it doesn't directly benefit from revenues? The answer is still probably yes, because coins trade on sentiment, they trade on speculation, they trade on attention. And if we kill it in 5 years' time, it will probably be higher because it will be commanding a lot of attention. And I think the success that we've had in the last couple of months, where the coin is 5x basically, has shown you that it does trade on that attention and that success. So in this, instance, if you support the brand and you buy the products early and you get involved, when you buy Coca-Cola, you just buy the drink it, and then you kind of like get on with your day. Whereas you buy a red drink it, hopefully you like it, and then you earn some of the coin. And if you then hold it over a few years and we kill it, you now like have a stake in that, right? You have a stake in this, this brand. And I think, on the balance sheet of any brand, you will have a line which says goodwill, which is an intangible asset. And that's generally the value of the brand. They estimate it. There's no actual number for it, but they estimate it. So Coca-Cola will have a goodwill line item on the balance sheet. Like, I don't know, Hugo Boss. I don't know why I said Hugo Boss, pretty random, but Hugo Boss will have goodwill line item on the balance sheet. That's like the value of the brand, right? It's intangible because you can't really define it. But this is kind of what like a brand coin is. Like, people are buying and selling this brand based on their sentiment and the feelings of it. It's an intangible thing, but it's been like packaged up into something that's a tradable asset that actually has a price and has buyers and sellers. So the way that I view it is like a brand coin is kind of like that goodwill line item on your balance sheet, which is like the intangible value of the brand. And that I think is an interesting way to really look at it. And that's why I think this is potentially, like revolutionary. I think like if we do really well at this and we kill it, which I have, high confidence that we will, I think people will look at it and be like, man, like, that's an interesting way to do this and approach this stuff.
I like that. So let me ask you something, because we were talking. There was news this week, and it was actually super sad to see, obviously. But like 90cc had to wind down their operations, right? And they were a company that was trying to crack into like a pretty tough industry, which is the fashion industry. They were doing well in Web3, at least at the beginning. They sold out more times, and then they tried to crack in the fashion industry, and I think G Money had to wind down because of that. It just didn't work, right? And then they ran out of money. Obviously it's way different approach because you have the token, you have the equity, you have the NFT community. So I don't want to compare or take away from what you've built, because it's actually impressive and I've been there since day one. But how do you plan on cracking into that Web2? Like even Luca, right, with the toys, I'm sure it's not that easy, by the way. So how are you planning to like crack into that Web2, drinking industry? Because there's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's not easy at the beginning. At the beginning, when you are telling people about this idea that you have with no numbers on the table and nothing to show for it, it's very tough. But once you start putting some numbers up, it actually becomes much, much easier than I think people realize, because, we did the first drop, right? And on the first drop, we sold like more sparkling water in 2 days than Tesco does in across all of its sparkling water brands in the same time period in the whole of the UK. So like these numbers are not small numbers. Like we've sold 500,000 drinks almost in just 3 days of sales. So when you have numbers like that, and then you go to like the Web2 or traditional guys, everyone is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how are you guys selling so many drinks? How have we not heard about this? How are you guys doing it just D2C from your website without even having distributors, without having anything on wholesale? Like, it's a very like new thing that I think is very disruptive. So actually, like on that side of things, it's been really easy to have those conversations, because we can say, hey, look, we are a Web3 brand and we've been building this for 3 years. This is the size of our community. This is how cult-like and sticky and strong our community is, because every time we do these drinks, they sell out within, a few minutes now. And this is the potential for something to be a lot bigger. And obviously people have stuff like Prime in their mind from recently, and other drinks brands when they first start out and take off. So this is, I think, a very similar thing, but the Web3 version of it. And by the end of this year, you will see some pretty big moves, I think, in terms of getting us having a footprint in the traditional world. And that's the thing I think we really need because right now, like, we have some great people in, but like, no, I feel like there's no, apart from us and our community, like all the Rekt whales are like people within the Rekt community. I feel like there's no big CT person out there who owns Rekt or even talks about it, or maybe even has even looked at it, which I think is a bullish thing, because it means there are buyers out there. If this thing takes off, there are buyers out there who will want to buy into it.
I think they're starting to. Like the other day, I sent you a screenshot. I'm not gonna name them, but I had like pretty big whale hit me up like, yo, why do you like Rekt so much? And then I wrote them, and this is why I like it. So maybe that's how it starts. But you're right. Like it's not like, let's say like, and I'm not calling out, say, Anthem or or the threat guys of this world. And it's not me. I'm just saying, like, I'm naming easy top like Gainsies or like aside from your homies, you know, it's not like a lot of big CT folks just talk about it, but it's a pretty successful model so far.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like for us, once we start doing the mainstream stuff, I think that's when things will click and people will suddenly realize.
Yeah.
Like Pudgy Penguins had their early supporters. They had, you know, everyone who backed and believed Luca at the beginning, but it wasn't until the Walmart thing that people were like, oh, fuck, this is like legit now. It's not just going to be like a, you know, Web3 circle jack thing. It's actually going mainstream. I think we haven't had that moment yet, and that's what we're trying to work towards.
Is that moment coming?
It will come. That moment will come. It will come.
I like that. I like that. It will come. It's you're right. You know what's funny? In this space, we obsess over like being within Web3 and stuff. It's kind of like reminds me of NFTs 2021. Like I found through it at least, and a lot of people did. Whenever a celebrity with PFP, fucking Cool Cat or Punk or whatever, be like, "Oh my god, we made it!" And then the floor would pump like crazy, and then like you'd realize they don't really care. And then this time around, it's like different. We want to get our products into Web 2, you know, like Walmart. And, you know, for you, I don't know what you got planned, but you talk a lot about boots, let's say. So I'll just say boots, like boots in the UK or something like this. But it's different. It's actually much more valuable, if anything. And that's what we want most. So I think that's when it's funny. It's when people wake up to the product instead of early on. But,
that's I think on the, you know, an outside person who's not involved in the Rect ecosystem probably looks at it and thinks, oh, that's kind of cool, but, you know, how do we know they're going to keep doing it? But as soon as you're in, you know, like a household name, then that's when people, I think, wake up and be like, oh, shit, like this could be big.
Yeah. You know, everybody buys Rect to the price they deserve. So I love that. I think we've gone around the horn pretty well on markets and Rect, but like, is there anything else you want to shout out on the Rect side?
That's kind of it. We have this OpenSea drop coming up pretty soon.
What's that about?
So it's just the next drink. Hey, that's the can.
Hey, let's go.
I had my first one this week, actually. It's pretty good. So that's our next drop. We have that coming up. It's going to be on OpenSea that you're going to be able to buy NFTs on Abstract, and you will earn OpenSea XP, you'll earn Abstract XP, and you'll also earn Rect Drang points as well. So there's like a triple reward system baked into this one. And if you want to take part, we've made an allow list for anyone who purchased drinks in the past, or people who own Rect guys, or if you own like $100 worth of Rect coin. But also we're running an allow list raffle as well. So just head over to the Rect Drinks account and you can see all the information there. The raffle, I think, closes in about a day, so make sure you get involved there.
All right, there you go. Make sure you get involved over there and check it out as altcoins continue to get decimated. I wonder when that bottom's going to form, Obi.
Oh, is shit going down again?
But it's just kind of not great. It's just kind of not great. All right, let me get to this Yeet stuff. It's just our Yeet daddy Mando did not top up our account. So I need to front it. Hold on. Shit, I need to send money here to the Yeet account. We're looking at it. Yeah, 1 second. It'll take 2 seconds to deposit. I gotta deposit $500 at least so that we can play, and then we'll pick a winner. In the meantime, Ovi, maybe you pick a number between 1 and like 100. And then I'll
88.
88. Wow, I like that. 1 second. USDC to this account. Farokh.eth. 1 second. And pick 88. Fuck, I gotta count 88 times. All right, 1 second. Okay, I fronted $510. Okay, I fronted 510 USDC. For the record, boom. Okay, boom. Okay, so that's Connor. So 88. So now let me go to the referral. So today, since we don't have the raffle bot, we're gonna pick someone that's directly using the FOMO HOUR ref link. Because that's only fair, in my opinion, to give back to the people. Use our ref links. Make sure you go to yeet.com / and then just FOMO HOUR referred users loading. Man, they're killing it, OVA. Like I like how you went the direct way. You're building your thing. Shout out to Tabs. I know he's helping you a lot on that front. And then Mando, in KBM went the Yeet way.
Yeah. It's weird. Like and everyone's been extremely busy as well. So it's just like, you know, I wake up, I'm just like working on rec stuff like the entire time, and then I could probably speak to Tabs all day. I probably speak to Tabs more than I speak to anyone else right now. And then just sleep, and then I wake up and it's the same again.
9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. The thing is, I can't show the back end, sadly, so you guys have to trust me, bro. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. Sorry, I count in French. I can't show the back end because I don't want to dox how much people are spending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. All right. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. And his name is Sebato RIQ. Congratulations. You've only spent $5 using a ref link, while the guy just above 87, if you have picked him, spent $34,000 using a ref link. God damn it. So Sebato RIQ. If you're here, you can come up. If you're not here, don't worry. You still win, because this is like a thing we're just running for the next couple of days. And we're gonna do a Farcoin. It's Farcoin Friday today. You wouldn't think that looking at the chart, I'm not gonna lie. But Sebatoric. Oh, Sebatoric. Okay, I found. Oh, you even retweeted the spaces. Wow, he retweeted the space and he retweeted the show. I found his Twitter account. Fuck yes. So he's a real one. Oh, he retweets us a lot. Okay, dude, you picked the right person actually, Ovi. Shout out to you, Sebat. Oh, and he's here. And he's here. Hold on. And he's on stage. That's fucking amazing. Well, Ovi, good fucking shout here, mate. Good. What's up, Sabat?
What's up, bro?
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you familiar with the games here?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna play some coin race for you. So the rule on Fridays is that we have to put $250 on Fartcoin, and then you pick the other $250. You want to put it on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or Dogecoin?
Let's do BTC.
All right. Well, congrats. Just so you know, you already won $500. So for sure, you leave with $500 today. And now we have to wait for this race to be done. And then as soon as this race is done, well, you're lucky because Farcoin just got shot down right away. So as soon as this race is done, we're gonna play your race. I'll let you know who won this race, and you'll be able to change your choice if you want. But for now, it's Bitcoin and Fartcoin. Let's wait, Sabat. And then you'll see. Oh, good for you. Bitcoin didn't win that, so you have even a better chance, in my opinion. All right, Sabat. So we'll do. Oh wow, Farcoin is 80x right now, Ovi.
Wow.
All right, I've picked your coins, Bitcoin and Farcoin, dude. 80x on 250 on the show would be nice. 80x on 250 would be nice. That would be a 20K hit. Let's go, baby. Come on. No! He got rugged so quick. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Solana's shot. Let's go, Bitcoin. Oh! And Bitcoin! Woo! Let's go, baby. Congratulations, Sabat. Congratulations. You just won $1,000. Fuck yeah.
Holy cow.
Fuck yeah, dude. So you made your $500 and you won the 520 something. So you made about 1,000 something. So congrats, Sabat. Happy Friday. There you go. All right. Well, that's that. All right, man. You're very welcome. Ovi, hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you. We'll be golfing next week together.
I'll see you next week in Lisbon. Yeah.
Hopefully my back's better. Fuck. I sprained my back.
Oof.
Yeah, I can't even lift 5-pound dumbbells. That was the only thing I was worried about is golf next week because it's a lot of back, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm better, but I should be fine in 5 days. So, anyways, Ovi, I'll see you at NFC Lisbon. Shout out to NFC. We'll all be there, a lot of us. So if you're around, let us know. With that, we'll see you on Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go. How do I outro this? Hold on.